Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. And my name is Azenya. I am a medical intuitive and energy practitioner. I also do jewelry design, and I'm really excited to be here with you all tonight and share with you my passion around superfoods and collaboration. And that's why we are here tonight. We have this wonderful container that is forming. And I'd like to share with you my personal story, what I have experienced with the superfood transformation that I went through. And Kari will be sharing her story, as well as Rachel. And we will go through the products, the protocol, and I'll also introduce you to the practitioners and facilitators who will be gifting us a beautiful piece of their offering. And so to begin with, maybe you'll join me in just getting really comfortable in your seat and taking a few deep breaths, just arriving here in the moment. This is a little edge for myself to share personally and to be on the Zoom technology all at the same time. So just welcoming in relaxation, and I'm going to be sharing from my heart, and just inviting in a safe and comfortable place where everyone can feel safe and just be open to a higher level of health. And my journey began about, I would say about 6 years ago. And I'm just going to paint a little bit of a contrast of where I was, because I was in a really hard place. My marriage from my girl's father was dissolving. We had already separated. I was in Indonesia alone with my 3 kids. My girls had the whooping cough, and which is another name for that is the 100-day cough. So I was tending and nursing to them for 3 months, and I was really depleted after that, and also trying to maintain my other child who wasn't sick. We came back to Canada, and although we tried to resolve the relationship and come back together, it wasn't what was meant to be. And so there was this time where I was physically really depleted, as being a vegan and vegetarian and having just nursed my children, going through a separation. And also simultaneously at that time, what came up for me is my core wound, one that was, really traumatic. The memories just started coming in, and of something that I was not really conscious of, but it was there, but I wasn't fully aware of the full picture. And so I'm just painting this picture because it was really the dark night of the soul part of my life, where I was at the lowest place that I had ever been. And I remember one night was so intense. I was just really praying. And what I heard was, you have to heal yourself. No one can do it for you. You have to heal yourself. And so that began a journey. And one of my spiritual teachers actually introduced me to Purium. She's like, girl, you need this. I'm seeing all these people in Hawaii who are just so radiantly healthy. They're really living on these foods, and your body needs this. And I was like, okay, I'll take it. And going from a place of really not knowing how I was going to take care of my kids. And at this time, the father moved to another city away from where I was living. So I was really on my own with 3 kids. I was struggling with even getting through a day. Getting up in the morning to drive my kids to school was a real struggle. And I was leaning on alcohol just to, numb the pain. And so it wasn't a healthy place that I was in. And so I was introduced to Purium. I did the 30-day transformation, and what I experienced was like, it felt like the lights of my brain turned on. All of a sudden, there was like hope came back into my realm of possibilities, and I was able to start exercising and move my body. And it was definitely, the nutrition was a huge piece. I was just so depleted. I was depleted on so many levels, but specifically food and nutrients. And so I was feeling so good on it. I did a second round. So I did 2 30-day transformations. And during that time, I really got into doing a lot of yoga, and I started working out. And then I did a 3rd month, and I went into more of a fitness protocol. And, it really, really was a turning point in my life. And I'm so grateful that I was introduced to the nutrients, because I'm not a foodie. I'm not someone who spends a lot of time in the kitchen. And I do remember saying, like, if there was something that I could just, drink, that would be great for me. And so this has been such a blessing, because it's been about, I guess, 2017 is when I was first introduced, and I've been weaving the nutrients into my life, and ever since. And it's just been a real difference. Like, just I'm feeling a lot more thriving. I've have studied over 500 hours of yoga teacher training, and I have different businesses that I'm working on. My kids are thriving, and we've traveled back and forth to Bali again, and it's a totally different story, and a totally different way that I was able to like hold myself and be a really great mother, and be able to have that higher faculty and ability to process thoughts and think in a broader way. And especially also at this time that we are here on the earth with so much transformation going on, I'm really feeling that our bodies are going through major upgrades, and I'm just so grateful that I can be in really top form, and my cells are nourished to allow for all these other energies that are coming in, to be able to hold that and expand into what else is possible. So that is a part of my experience with Purium. And the more that I am learning and finding out about the products and what they're doing for our bodies, and what they can do for you, and the way that they are grown and produced, and just in our community witnessing so many positive transformations in health and wellness, is just, I'm so passionate about it, and I'm super grateful. So thank you for listening to my story. And Kari, would you mind sharing your personal story about what Purium has, your experiences with incorporating the products for you?
Yeah, sure. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. It's not showing up green. Okay, yeah. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so Azenya was the one who introduced me to Purium, to these products. And just this past year, at the end of last year, I was really feeling like I needed some support in um, shifting a few things, both internally, emotionally, and physically. And I was ready to do my what I usually do, a seasonal cleanse. So I was ready to do my early spring cleanse, and I usually work with an Ayurvedic protocol. And this time, I decided to try working with Purium, and um, I was I was at a place where I was feeling like my my diet and my health was feeling really balanced and good, but I was still feeling off. Like what I was eating looked really good, but I was feeling like I just wasn't getting fully nourished. Like I just wouldn't, I'd feel hungry really often. My blood sugar was a bit unstable. And what I came to realize was that I needed to get sugar out of my diet. And even though I wasn't eating that much sugar, it was still affecting me. I had previously had adrenal fatigue after having my first children. And that kind of left me with a bit of a blood sugar sensitivity. So I knew I had to get sugar out of my diet. But I also noticed when I tried to do that, I would feel really angry. And so I was struggling with that. And I thought when I do my spring cleanse this year, I'm going to take that out of my diet, as well as dairy and eggs. Those were also for other reasons needing to come out of my diet temporarily. And that had been really hard for me all winter. And then when I started working with the products, after like even the first week, I just started noticing my anger subsided. I wasn't craving sugar as much. I wasn't needing as much protein. Just wasn't needing as much of anything. And all of a sudden, everything became so much simpler. Like my daily life just became so much simpler. And even though I am a foodie, I am someone who spends a lot of time in the kitchen. I am someone who nourishes people, and I know a lot about food. I was finding that even despite that, my body was still needing a deeper absorption of nutrients at a higher concentration. And my schedule wasn't really allowing for me to spend that much time and energy preparing. I probably should have been juicing my vegetables and drinking them 3 times a day if I were to try to absorb as much nutrients as I needed. Um, and I didn't have the time to do that. So I found that after I started working with the 30-day protocol, I just couldn't believe how much more energy and time and how much more stable my mood was. And so kind of like a Xenia, I then just kind of carried on. So now I've been um, kind of did a second round of the 30-day, almost done 60 days now. And I'm actually going to jump in on this next one, and I'm going for 90 days. And so I haven't been eating any sugar, haven't been eating any dairy, haven't been eating any eggs, haven't actually had any animal proteins. And I'm feeling really great. So I'm really excited to share this with other people, because I work with a lot of people, both one on one and in groups, nourishing people and sharing about food. And I just find that this particular protocol is such a gateway to being able to make the changes that we need to make. And even if we know, maybe have menu plans or have a list of foods that we should be eating or kind of plan a protocol, um, it's really challenging to follow it when you don't have the support of full deep nourishment and something that's really stable and that actually works. So I'm really seeing this protocol as a gateway to help people to transition into a healthier lifestyle. And so I'm really excited to share that because I spend a lot of time teaching about food and nourishment. And sometimes it just feels like it's really hard for people to integrate it into their lives. And so I feel like by sharing this, as well as information about how to incorporate better eating habits and how to prepare food and learning about why eating organic and all these things together, it really catalyzes a possibility for like real sustainable change. So that has inspired me both personally to work with the products and also to share them with others, as a practitioner and someone who has a passion for healthy nourishment and food. Um, yeah, so that's kind of my why. I'm here sharing this. And I'm going to share with you all a little bit about the products that we're working with. I actually just received my next 30-day package in the mail just yesterday. So I have it all here. So I'm
Carrie,
actually going to share it with you, give you a little
Carrie,
visual. Yeah.
Kari, love.
Exciting.
I would love if Rachel could share her story first, and then we'll go into the products, if that's all right with you.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
And I just wanted to let you know, like Kari is such, I was just reflecting on this, that I feel Kari is one of the women and people in my life that hold, like she carries so much integrity in all she does and the work that she does. She is a whole foods chef. She is a retreat. She caters for healing retreats. And she's also a biodynamic craniosacral practitioner and does tea ceremony. So the reverence that she carries through all of her work and the integrity with every step of the process is like, I'm in awe with how she moves through life and the way that she helps others understand about nutrition and the way she cares for herself, the way that she cares for her family, and just all that she does is just full of reverence and integrity and of the highest quality. So it's really an honor for me that we get to collaborate and be together and share this in this good way. And thank you so much for sharing your story, Kari. And now I'd like to introduce you to Rachel, who also is an incredible woman. Rachel and I have been weaving together over the last 4 years or so. And Rachel is, she became a pro bodybuilder in her 40s. And she's been a Ayurvedic practitioner and an author of a book, Fitness to Freedom. And she is an amazing coach. She is coaching a lot of people right now into a better way of life and creating vitality and health and wealth. So I'm so excited that she's here and she's going to share her very powerful story as well.
Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. And I want to just put the caveat in there that all those things that I accomplished were after I did this program. Before that, I was like dead in the water, totally exhausted, can't even get up to do anything. So yeah, bodybuilding, writing a book, all that stuff came with the energy that came from this nutrition plan that totally radically changed my life. So going back 6 years ago is when I found this protocol. Up until then, I've been sick with Hashimoto's for 9 years. It had progressed from low thyroid to Hashimoto's, and then it was adrenal fatigue, and then it was vertigo, and then it was poor digestion, and then it was, you know, constipation, and then it was like, oh my God, I'm bloated. What's going on? And just couldn't, and then just like weight gain that I couldn't shed any of those pounds, and it was just like, what is going on in my body? My period disappeared. I was like, oh, my premenopause. A lot of stuff was just really dysfunctional in my life, and I just was at this point that I couldn't even work anymore. I had been a wedding photographer for many years, like 16 years. I had my own business. I traveled a lot on the plane, and it was fun. It was definitely a beautiful, worthwhile adventure, and came to kind of a screeching halt when I got sick. And suddenly I was like, oh, wow, I'm just like out of a job now. And now how am I going to work? And I was looking for, you know, residual income or some kind of way to figure out how to make ends meet where I didn't have to work so hard. And then this opportunity fell into my lap, and that's how I ended up becoming somebody who, you know, works with these superfoods and does protocols for people. But it started because I transformed. I had the most amazing transformation. I went from like being totally sick, sleeping all the time, brain fog to the point of, wow, how did I get here? What? Wait, I don't remember. When did I just even walk into this house? How did I sit down? Like everything was just so bizarre. Like I would just find myself in these situations, not able to track the last half hour. And it was like, I was afraid. I remember some of my friends were like, oh, we're going to, you know, I think we should do a fundraiser for you. Maybe we should get you a brain scan. It was like just a lot of big to do about everything. So I had been vegan. I had then been told when I was sick to become paleo, like, oh, you need more bone broth, or you need more of this, or more meat, or this or that, yang, blah, blah, blah. And just like all the different things. I tried it all, nothing was making me better. And then along came this protocol. I just made a decision. I'm going to get better. I'm done being sick and tired. Something's going to happen. And I just made a decision. And I just was like, when you make a decision, the universe provides. It's like, okay, you're like really serious. Okay, I'm listening. And they threw this in my lap. 7 days into the protocol, there's 3 phases of the protocol, which Kari will go over, but there's like the prep, and then there's like a 10-day acceleration. Some people think of it as a cleanse, but you eat. And then the last 10 days is a lifestyle. And 7 days into my cleanse, my brain fog lifted. I was suddenly able to have conversations with people, and I could track what they were saying. I could remember their names. I was like, oh, I can be out in the world again, because it wasn't so embarrassing. I wasn't stoned anymore. That's what it felt like. I was stoned. And my adrenal fatigue lifted completely to the point that I wanted, on day 7, I was like, I need to run. I have so much energy. I'm like crawling out of my skin, and I was just so excited to move. And I like Azenya, had gone through a really hard time, and part of my trauma probably is one of the things that it contributed to my adrenal fatigue. I experienced some incredible losses that year. But this literally gave me my energy back. I shed 7 pounds in those 7 days. I was so surprised how much weight I lost so fast after it had been stubborn weight for years. That wasn't even why I was doing it, but that happened. My whole body came into homeostasis. My period came back. I was like, okay, I'm not done. I thought I was done. And 6 years later, I still have my period, and I'm still feeling amazing in my body. I'm still feeling totally on top of the world. I got to the point, a couple years in, I started bodybuilding and winning competitions. And then I wrote a book, and co-authored a book and stuff like that. I really owe it to this company. This company, Dave Sandoval, who's the founder, is an incredible scholar of nutrition. He's also the person who brought us the USDA organic food label. He lobbied to get us that food label, USDA organic, that exists on our produce in America because of them. And so we are so grateful to be able, and in Canada too. Okay, awesome. You guys have that label. Awesome. Okay, good. Well, we all should shop at that label, but that just shows where their heart is. Dave Sandoval also wrote the Green Food Bible. He also wrote The Toxin That Came to Dinner, which is all about Roundup and how Roundup is sprayed, with the rise of Roundup, aka glyphosate, which is also known as Roundup, the herbicide. With the rise of glyphosate has risen the diseases, all of them, right? From diabetes, and Hodgkin's lymphoma is I think the biggest one. Cancer, all these different ailments have equally risen with the rise of glyphosate. So what's so great is how this whole transformation can remove those toxins from our food, from our bodies. And that's what Kari's going to talk about. She's going to go into the products and really break that down for you. But I just want to share my story really quick so you guys have a sense of what's ahead. A lot of amazing things. We're going to be supporting you through the whole thing. And I'm excited to get to know everybody. So thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Kari, do you want to share about the products?
Yeah, of course. Okay, so like I was saying, I just got my pack yesterday, so I have everything here. So I'm actually going to show it to you while I talk about it. And so, I feel like what's so brilliant about this nutrition protocol is that it really incorporates both nourishing and detoxing at the same time. And the reason why that's so important is because for us to actually absorb nutrients, we need to have absorbability. And if we have a lot of excess toxins in our system, if we have a lot of excess damage in our intestinal tract, we're not really able to absorb nutrients. There's a lot of things that can get in the way. And so the gentle detoxing that happens simultaneously with the nourishing is what really creates it's sustainable and successful. That's sort of what my experience is. And that when we saturate the body with superfoods and nutrition and have a bit of a simple self-care protocol, then naturally the body comes back into a state of wellness. It just sort of happens. Because our bodies are naturally designed to detox, and they're naturally designed to be absorb nutrients. So just wanted to share that. And what happens when you get your package, you get this like cool little booklet, and it like tells you everything you need to do, which is part of the success, I think, of this protocol, is that it's so simple and so clearly designed that it's really easy to follow. And so in it, you get this really great schedule that comes with like a card. You get this card, and the card actually explains, you know, what you're doing for the first 10 days, what you're doing for the next 10 days, what you're doing for the last 10 days, and what you're doing each day. So that's really helpful. And the way the protocol actually works is that there's sort of like a warm up, an acceleration, and then a cool down. So you're slowly integrating these superfoods into your diet. You're slowly taking out foods that you want to take out of your diet and following the protocol. And then during the middle 10 days, you're kind of accelerating it and flooding your body with nutrients, doing a bit of a detox. And then the last 10 days, you're slowly bringing your foods back in. You're slowly taking less of the product. So it's kind of like a warm up and then an acceleration and a cool down. And I think that also helps with the success of it, and for the like integration of the body to actually be able to sustain it from beginning to end. You know, it has like a nice gentle way of really being well received by the body. And I think that's important because a lot of people can start on something and get freaked out because it's like too intense and then like stop. So I think that part's really brilliant. So I'll share, basically the protocol it's called the Core 4. The Core 4 is 4 products, and the 4 products are brought into this 30-day protocol. And the first product that I like to start explaining is the Biomedic. And so the Biomedic actually is what helps to repair the gut and helps to get some toxins out of the body. And most importantly, it's a probiotic and a prebiotic. So it's going to feed the good bacteria, and it's going to help to reduce the amount of bad bacteria. It's going to repair the villi, which are like the little hairs inside the intestinal tract that allow you to actually absorb nutrients. A lot of the time, those are damaged due to our diet and our lifestyle, inflammation, stress, toxins. So it goes in and it helps to repair. So this is what you get, is like this little, we have these like really cool compostable packages instead of coming in like a plastic. Oh, there you go. Yeah, instead of coming in a plastic bottle, we have these really cool packages. You can just dig back into your garden or outside in your backyard afterwards. And they're just little capsules. They're like capsules, vegan capsules that are filled with like a fulvic acid, humic acid, probiotic, prebiotic. And so they really prepare your gut lining to be able to actually absorb the nutrients that you're going to flood your body with. And they help to repair any damage that's already there. And it's one of the only products that has been proved to actually remove glyphosate from the body, which Rachel spoke about a bit. And glyphosate is just everywhere, and it's wreaking havoc on our systems and our bodies. So we really want to get that out as part of a cleansing and nourishing protocol. So that part's really brilliant. And then the next piece we have is these super aminos, which you can kind of see. They are, so in this protocol, there's 2 sources of protein. One source of protein is these aminos. So these aminos are part of the protein you're going to be taking. And the other is the spirulina. The spirulina is in the shake, which I'll talk about in a minute. But the super aminos are such an amazing source of protein because they're already pre-digested, which means that your kidneys don't need to filter it, which means that your kidneys get a break. And that's really helpful. All our kidneys need a break. And the reason it's called Super Aminos 23 is because it's actually absorbed into your body within 23 minutes. And it goes directly into, it's directly usable by the muscles it's directly usable as protein, gets converted into protein, and the muscles can use it instantaneously after 23 minutes. And that is, and I think it's something like 99% of it is absorbable, which means it's hugely more absorbable than if we eat any kind of like animal protein for sure. We only get a small amount of that we can actually use. And it also often creates a lot of inflammation and acidity in the body, where this maintains the alkalinity in the body. And it really doesn't take much for your body to be able to use it. And personally, I find this is one of my favorite parts of the product because of the protocol, because it actually really helps to sustain your blood sugar levels and your sense of feeling nourished throughout the day. And I find like that's also a huge part of a successful protocol, to feel you don't feel the dips of going up and down. I feel like really creates this like stability. Okay, and the next product is the Power Shake or Super Meal. I have the Power Shake. You can kind of do a customizable pack where you can pick a few different flavors and varieties, but I have the appleberry. Oh yeah, see, Chelsea has a super meal. I have the Power Shake. I have appleberry and I have unflavored. And so the Power Shake is where you're getting all of your vegetables and greens. I think they say it has 8 servings of superfood salad in one shake. So you get a lot of nutrients in 1 cup. And this is how we're flooding our body with nutrients. There's tons of spirulina, which is like 90% protein, 90% plant protein that you can absorb really easily. It's got chlorella. It has all these different sprouted grass juices, wheatgrass juice, barley grass juice, kamut grass juice. And the way the product is created actually maintains the integrity of its vitality because it's still actually alive. So the product is the vegetables and the grasses are grown on the farm. They're harvested the same day that they're processed. So they're harvested off the farm into the facility where they use a cold wind turbine drying mechanism to dry the juices at low temperature so that they're still alive. And then when we get them and we put them in our cup and we add water, it's like we're bringing them back to life. And the fact that they are processed on the same day that they are harvested really amps up the amount of nutrition that you're able to actually absorb. Because like, how often do you actually get to eat vegetables that you've just picked the same day? You know, it's a whole different it's a whole different category of nutrients, phytonutrients that you're actually getting, as well as, because it's still alive, you're getting all the healthy microbes and good bacteria that's in the soil and that's in the air and that's on the plants. Those are still kept in some form of integrity. So that's also feeding the good bacteria in our body. So it's super potent, very alive, very potent. And then another item that we get is the 4th item is the apothecary, which is a concentrated tart cherry juice. And this product's really amazing. I like to have it at, you have it at nighttime. I like to have it warm, like a cup of tea. And I start to feel sleepy before I've even finished my cup. Honestly, my eyes start to get heavy. So it is one of the only foods that has naturally occurring melatonin in it. So it helps with sleep. It helps with cellular repair because it's very potent antioxidant. And it also helps with inflammation. So any pain in the body, inflammation in the gut, inflammation in the joints, inflammation everywhere and anywhere. It helps with that as well. And because it's such a potent, because it's red, this is something I've learned through my Ayurvedic practices, because it's red, it actually has an affinity with the lymphatic system, and it helps to actually, any red fruits, anything that dyes your hands red, any vegetable or fruit that dyes your hands red, actually moves your lymphatic system. And moving your lymphatic system is really important for detoxing the body and being able to actually have clean blood. So it also has that effect as well. And there's one more product that isn't part of the core 4, but that comes in this 30-day protocol, and it's called the Super Cleansar, which is a few herbs that help to get rid of parasites, fungus, yeasts, and any other chemicals that are laying dormant or active in your body. And so that's taken during the middle acceleration phase. And I'll just talk about that a bit, the schedule itself. So for the first 10 days, you're taking these products that I just explained once a day. You kind of start probably in the morning. You take your aminos. I like to have hot water with lemon, and then my aminos, and then like 20 minutes later having a shake, and then having a shake and having the biomedic, and then 2 hours later, oh no, that first, in the first 10 days you're just doing that, and then you're having 2 meals that are made from foods that are on the list, which you get in here, which explains what your lifestyle meals are. Lifestyle meals are going to be your meals that you're going to be eating, and they are made from the list of foods that are on the list of lifestyle meals. So you're going to have 2 meals a day, and you're going to have your shake and your aminos and your biomedic and your apothecary before you go to bed at night. And then during the middle 10 days, your immersion acceleration, you're going to take the aminos, and then 2 hours later, you're going to take your shake. 2 hours later, you're going to take your aminos. 2 hours later, you're going to take your shake. 2 hours later, you're going to take your aminos. So every 2 hours, you're going to be having something out of these 4 products. And then before bed, you have your apothecary again. And you're also going to add in the super cleanser. That's just for the middle 10 days. And then the last 10 days for the cool down, you're going to be taking the products twice a day, and you're going to be having 1 lifestyle meal a day. And during all of that, you can also eat what we call flex foods. So if you get any cravings and you feel like I really need to eat something, then you have this other list that's also in this booklet that are called flex foods. And in that list, from that list, you can pick anything out of there, and you can have those ideally only 3 times a day. But I think for everyone, you just really need to follow with whatever's going to help you succeed. So if you need to eat more than 3 times a day, then you do, but just staying with that list of flex foods, because that's going to help keep you on track. So that's a lot of little bits and pieces, but it all comes inside that booklet that comes with your pack. And even in the booklet itself, there's a bunch of links so that you can actually find the same information on your phone. You can download it, you can have it there accessible for you, so that it's really easy to find and access. You don't have to walk around with this booklet all the time. So it becomes quite clear once you have it in your hands and you can see it. And I think that's like pretty thorough for all of the products that are in the pack. Rachel, did I miss anything? Is there anything you want to add to that?
I was just thinking, like, that was such an incredible breakdown. Like, I couldn't have done better myself. I'm like, oh, let me just take some notes here. Good job. Yeah, we're loving it. I saw everyone taking notes. I mean, you have everyone's attention. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe do you want to pass it back to Azenya, or Rachel, do you have something you're going to share next?
I think I was going to do the breakdown of pricing.
Okay,
would you like me to do that, Azenya? Yeah, okay, cool. So Chelsea, did you have a question?
Yeah, and I can wait on it, but I just want to learn a bit about this little guy, the heavy metal detox one. So I'm just hoping that there's time for that at some point, because I want to learn when I'm supposed to integrate it into, if I start right at the first of the 30 days and that kind of thing. So
start now. Drops every day. I take mine every day for 6 years. It's good stuff.
Okay, great. And I don't need to put it in water. I can just take it straight, or is it kind of strong?
Like water. It tastes like water. Yeah.
Okay, yay.
All right. So this beautiful, amazing nutrition is incredible. It's at such a good price. Is everyone here in Canada? Is there anyone who is not in Canada? Okay, so I'll go over both pricing then. So I'll go over Canadian pricing, and then I'll go over US pricing. Because on the website it's written in US dollars, but I'm going to use the current exchange rate for Canada to explain it. So for Canadians, this nutrients you're getting basically, if you average it out, it's basically 60 of your 90 meals for the month. And then you're going to have lots of healthy snacks, but like fruit, like apples and celery and cucumber and stuff like that, and carrots, things like that. But this is going to be 60 of your 90 meals. So it averages out to be about 2 meals a day for the month, plus all your supplements twice a day. Okay, so that for $15.50 is the price. $15.50 a day for 2 meals a day plus all your supplements. I know a lot of people tend to spend more than that in a day on food, and this helps a lot of people save money. So you may be one of those people, depending on what you order. If you want to add the zinc aid, which is really great for helping with killing viruses. That's all I can say, right? And preparing and then helping the immune system. I'm allowed to say that. So zinc, it has zinc there it is, zinc plus, so CADE, it stands for vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E. Zinc has zinc plus C plus A plus D plus E. That's what it all stands for. So that's an amazing add-on. You can add that on, and then it's $16 a day, basically, Canadian dollars. And this is with your $100 discount that you're going to get from your facilitator that invited you. So you're going to get that discount with using their code. So you want to make sure you get the code of the person who invited you, and then you will get that discount. And then in American dollars, now it's not less money. It's just the dollar. It's just the dollar. It's just the exchange rate. Okay, so you understand that it's not like, oh, well, it's cheaper in America. Well, it's just the exchange rate, right? So in America, it's $11 a day versus $11 a day for 2 meals a day. I think the Canadian price actually includes shipping. So that includes shipping. The American price, I'm not including shipping. So now it does sound a lot cheaper. I got to fix that. Anyway, it's $11 a day before taxes, and maybe $12 after taxes. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, so that's what it is. I saved like around $300 American dollars when I did this my first month, and this has been it has saved me amazing amounts of time in the kitchen, and has been an incredible opportunity to actually take a break from cooking and break from food prep. It's super convenient. It's really easy to travel with. I traveled all over Asia with this. I brought it with me to Asia so I would have healthy food, because I didn't know when I'd be able to eat really well. And I lived on this stuff. So it's really great if you're also somebody who's on the go. It's very convenient. So that's the cost of this. And all of the facilitators are included with this amazing protocol that we're doing, this beautiful container that Azenya and Kari brainstormed and like got this beautiful idea and created this beautiful container. And we have all these beautiful facilitators who are amazing people who are all going to share their gifts. So I'll pass the mic back to Azenya for our virtual retreat, our retreat.
Thank you, Rachel, and thank you, Kari. You both share so beautifully. I greatly appreciate it. So my great passion is collaboration, and I really believe that a multifaceted approach to health and wellness is really the one to, really works for us. So I'm just so delighted that we have 7 of us who will be sharing our specialties with our group container. And I'll just share quickly a little bit about what everyone is going to be offering. So Kari, she will be offering some meditative and settling practices. She may open up a discussion group to reflect on food wisdom and digestion, as in, what might be coming up for you during the cleanse. So, and I'm hoping we might be able to do a little tea ceremony. And Melanie is going to be offering some chakra clearings, some cord cutting, and some psychic development. And she's still crafting her offering. So I'm really looking forward to partaking in her offerings. And I'm so grateful she's here with us. And Melissa will be offering some beautiful movement and probably taking it outside in nature, and the importance of connecting with nature, with your body, outside movement and dance. So that's going to be really juicy. That's one of my favorite things to do for myself. And Rachel is going to kick our butts and get us doing some fitness and get us moving. Is it maybe 5 days a week?
I'm going to be doing 20 minutes, probably 5 days a week, and then people can jump on live or watch the replay. But it's fun to do it live. It's a lot easier to do it live. But there's definitely going to be Cynthia's entering. Shall I let her in?
Sure.
But yeah, 20, like they're 20 minutes. They're short workouts. They're totally doable, and they're 20 minutes each. And it's the same one every day, so you get used to it. So you develop the ideas for you to develop your own home routine so that you can always do it.
So I'm really looking forward to that. We did that last summer together, and it really got me in a really great shape. And hi, Cynthia. Thanks for joining us. And Chelsea's going to be offering an inner reflection, connecting with self, probably also with nature as well. She's a therapist with eco psychology and so many different specialties. So it's going to be probably a reflective practice, and I'm really looking forward to that, Chelsea. And Amy is going to be offering emotional freedom technique, I believe, 3 times a week to do some work in that realm. So, and I'm probably going to be offering some yin yoga, probably some other movement, perhaps some little bit of chanting or sound vibrations. So a really diverse and multifaceted way to support our journey together, to support our transformation, and to really up level our vibration and our vitality. So this is a really special container, and these facilitators are offering their gifts to for us to deepen in our health and deepen in our health sovereignty, which is particularly important right now. So it's a real gift, and I'm just so honored to be here with all of you. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm wondering if there's any questions. Shall we open it up for questions? Or Rachel, do you have anything else you'd like to say to finish up?
Well, I was just going to say that there's 2 different websites. There's the iShopPurian.com website, so you can order, or if you feel like you'd like to be an affiliate and share this with other people and be a facilitator in a future group, or even in this one, you're welcome to join too as that. And so that would be iSharePurian.com. But the products that you're actually so to be a customer, to buy the products, it's iShop. And if you're wanting to be an affiliate or another facilitator in the future, you can go to iSharePurian.com, and we can talk to you about that more privately. The products you're looking for, if you do a search on either site, you're going to look for the ULT. It's called the ULT, which stands for Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. The ULT customizable. And the one tip I'll give is, if you struggle with irritable bowel syndrome or any kind of digestive issues, you're going to want to get the Super Meal Shake only. Super Meal Love Shake. And there's 2 flavors. There's vanilla chai and original. If you're someone who struggles with adrenal fatigue, then you're going to want, again, if you have like really serious adrenal fatigue, then again, the Super Meal Love Shake, and you can choose one of the 2 flavors. If you're somebody who's like totally has an aversion to stevia, which balances blood sugar, you can get with the Power Shake. And you can do the Power Shake Appleberry or original, or you can get a variety, one of everything. But there are some people who have very, very severe adrenal fatigue or digestive issues, and the Love Shake all the way is really important. So that's all I have to say on that. So.
Rachel, can you speak to the Revive It All product a little bit, or is that the one for kidneys? Revive It All is really great support for kidneys. The alpha lipoic acid helps restore kidneys. But if any of you who are facilitators have people who have health issues, we're also providing calls. So connect them with us so that we can have a health. Everyone is welcome to a 15 or 30 minute, free coaching call where we can talk about your health and talk about your goals. And anybody who was on medications or anything, who has any serious health issues, we recommend sending the ingredients list to your doctor, and Azenya can provide that for all the facilitators to share with any of your guests. So, and if you are a guest, then you are welcome to ask for that. I think that's all I have. Any other questions? These are all add-ons. So there's over 70 products in the Superfood Superstore. And so the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation is the product that we're all doing together, but you can add on anything. And so she was referring to Revive It All, which is a great add-on for kidney support.
I just wanted to add on that, like Chelsea asked a question about the fulva gas.
Fulvic
fulvic
zeolite.
zeolite. Yeah. And I just wanted to mention that a lot of people add that onto their pack because the zeolites actually can trap the heavy metals and toxins that are in your body. So when you start taking these products and you start to detox gently, and the toxins start to come into your system, you want to actually get them out of your body. And so fiber can get them out, water can get them out, but also the zeolites, what they do is they actually create this geometric pattern, like a trap around the toxins, and escort them out of your body. So I like to add that. I'm noticing a lot more people adding that. And you just take like a couple drops a day. And I just realized too that what it does is it actually takes out, first it'll take out heavy metals, and then it'll start to work on taking out other chemicals and toxins. And then it'll start taking out bacteria, fungus, and any molds. And then it'll actually start or reactions to molds. And then at the end, after it's taken out all those things, it'll actually start working on viruses. So it kind of moves through. It starts with heavy metals. So if you have any of those going on that you're worried about getting out of your body, it's a really good thing to add on to.
Way to go.
Safely.
That was fantastic. And by the way, if anyone's constipated, that's usually a sign of heavy metals. So if you get constipated during the detox, we have remedies for that. You take the pothecary juice in the morning as well. You can do lemon water. You can also do a salt flush, or you can do celery juice, or you can do, the barley green juice is also really helpful. The two add-ons that I recommend the most, if anybody wants to go extra and go way into the nutrition, then I always recommend the barley green juice powder and the spirulina, to add extra spirulina in barley green juice. This is really helpful for, again, killing and removing viruses, as well as just rebooting the system. So, superoxide dismutase, really high antioxidants. So, yeah. So we've gone over an hour. We're just at 9:02, but I know that we kind of had a late start for some reasons, but just want to honor people's time. So if anyone needs to go, let us know and we'll welcome you and let us know what you need.
Looks like Chelsea maybe has a question.
Kari, could you speak a little bit more to the difference between, or any of the facilitators, to the difference between how the Love Shake does adrenal fatigue, and then how the Revive It All is a different kind of, what's it adding? I'm just wanting a little bit more of the knowledge, if possible.
You want me to tackle that one?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know Revive It All yet, so yeah.
So the Love Shake has the herbs rhodiola and eleuthero root, and so those are really incredible adaptogens that help with the adrenals. The other thing is it has like 5 different kinds of mushrooms, and those mushrooms are also adaptogenic and also anti-tumor, anti-cyst, that kind of stuff. And then it's also got maca in it, which is really incredible for boosting the libido, balancing hormones, again, all that stuff. So yeah.
And how does the Revive It All work differently for the kidneys? I didn't buy that one, and now I'm like, oh, I should have bought that one. I kind of forgot and put my order in, and then realized
acid, which is something that restores kidneys.
Okay. And is it
for brain health? What it does is it actually cleans off the neurotransmitter receptor sites. So it's also great for incredible brain reflexes. If you're somebody who needs to have quick reflexes in your karate, or if you're just like an athlete and you want to go really hard all day, that it'll also give you more energy.
Thank you. And is it pre-digested at all, like the alpha lipoic acid?
No, you're thinking the super aminos are pre-digested. I don't know. It's not. It's an acid, so it's not a food that's like, I don't really know anything about it. Honestly, I just know that's what I told you.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll do more research. All right, so if you need,
Melanie, do you want to take yourself off mute? Perfect.
Yeah, I did. So can you hear me now? I'll get closer again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I was listening to Azenya, and she talked about a little bit of a substance dependence. And then I was listening to Kari, and she was talking about a little bit of a sugar dependence. And I feel like, especially during COVID time, we've all had some sort of vice dependence of some sort. So I guess my question is like, you know, how did you move past this to even like start it, you know? And then how long did it take after doing it? Did the cravings subside?
Good question. Well, I can start sharing about my experience. For me, it's now been 4 years and I haven't had any alcohol. And I think it just began with committing to my 30 days and going through that process and not thinking, oh, I'll never drink again, but just, you know, doing the protocol as it says and letting that go for the time being. And I think what really happened, because it wasn't a trying to let it go, and I, you know, would maybe celebrate and have some drinks, and then I'd do another 30-day, and it kind of it just, the more I was on the nutrients, the less the alcohol was. And it wasn't like I was like, oh, I have to stop drinking. It just wasn't that clutch. Like, you know, sometimes it can have like almost like a claw into you, that searching for that feeling that it gives, that just kind of gently released. And I really believe it's the nutrients, like as I am fully sustained on the nutrients, I'm not clinging for something else. And so, yeah, I'm super stoked that I haven't had any alcohol in over 4 years. And I love that. And that's great because, you know, alcohol can also be expensive. So that saves money, but also for my health, of course, it's just a preferred way for my lifestyle. And I would say it's because of, you know, being fully nourished. And so it wasn't a straight line. It was, you know, a kind of like more nourishment, less alcohol, and then the alcohol left the building. Yeah.
I love that. And I especially love your transparency in sharing your process, because we all have some sort of struggle or process. I guess my question would be, if you don't mind me asking, so I've had a lot of people say to me like, oh, 30 days, like they've expressed that that's a long time. For those people, I mean, I really enjoy that this program kind of takes it like 10 days at a time. So, do you have any suggestions, Rachel or Azenya, for people that do say, oh my goodness, 30 days is too
So, so there's 3 different schedules, and then if people are really overwhelmed, just say, do the simple plan. You know, just do the simple plan. You can do this. You don't have to do a cleanse. You can just add this in twice a day. It's more important that you add this in than what you take out. And so if they are doing this all the time, their cravings are, whether you tell them or not, their cravings are going to start to go away. You don't have to try to get them to do anything. They're just going to start to be like, I'm just noticing I don't really want that anymore. Mm-hmm. For me, it was 3 days in. 3 days into the transformation, I had no more cravings.
That is so awesome, because you know, that seems to be the main thing that I've encountered, is that it's like, whoa, that's just too long, and I can't let go of this or that right now. I'm under too much stress. And so I love that answer, and I appreciate you being here to help us with this.
Yeah, so I recommend, I mean, everybody who joins, we want to invite them all to either ask questions on like this, it's kind of in this format in Zoom, or bring them onto a call with me and Azenya, or me and Kari, or, you know what I mean? Like invite them to come have their free, I mean, that's what's included in this, is like a free consultation. So welcome to that. All right. At the very least, we should stop the recording probably, unless there's anything else to say. Azenya, you want to close us out?
Sure. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. And I'm again so excited to join this container with you and participate alongside you and share and grow in health and vitality. And thank you for being here with us tonight.
Can I ask one more call or a question? Is that possible?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at, it doesn't have the ratio amounts for fats. And so I'm just wondering about, do you folks that have really had success with it, how have you measured your fats?
Really want fats. This is a whole liver cleanse. And so you don't want fats in your diet. You can have a little, you can have fats in the form of avocado, or some of there might be some natural fats that are in like your milk, your nut milks. But this is the whole idea is a liver cleanse. And so if you cleanse your liver, most people have a fatty liver, and actually a fatty liver is what causes weight gain. It's what causes fat actually causes adrenal fatigue. Fats actually, I have some people I was just talking to today, in fact, and they were just saying how like, oh, I was doing keto for so long, but I was, I lost weight, but I felt terrible. Well, it's like, it's adrenal fatigue. You dump adrenaline into your body, and then your body starts, and that feeds pathogens, right? And so those pathogens start going like crazy, and then all of a sudden we're like, sick, right? So I've seen a lot of people come to this after doing keto, for instance, where they're like healthy fats. This was actually, if you want to see some movies, watch What the Health and watch Game Changers, and you'll see how fats, the concept of how the high fats was actually, and healthy fats was actually pushed into us through the meat industry, because they were getting afraid and trying to figure out like a way to get us on board. So the whole keto movement is sort of like part of that. Not to say people can't eat meat. I mean, you're welcome to have like I think on the lifestyle, you're welcome to have chicken. Some people are vegetarian, they can do vegetarian. Some people want to do vegan, they can do vegan. Some people want to continue eating a little bit of chicken. We just say remove the fats, keep it really light. And during the cleanse, it's the only time, during that 10-day cleanse is the only time you're not eating meat.
Because I just noticed, on the lifestyle, it talks about organic tropic oil, which I've never heard of tropic oil before, but it's coconut.
That's our product, and it's coconut oil, and that's the only really allowed that it's like okay to cook with. If you're going to cook with it, I recommend that you cook without any oils and do water sautés if you want the maximum effect of 30 days.
That makes a lot of sense. And yeah, because it has the green tea seed oil, sunflower seed oil, avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, and butter or ghee. So I was just like, I just didn't quite understand how that factored in. So
they try to make a lifestyle for people who are going to eat. Like some people are not going to give up their dairy and stuff like that, and so they give you options during first 10 days. You're not expected to cut stuff out. You can have lifestyle meals. So those are part of your, because it's all about putting this in the first 10 days. The second 10 days, you're only allowed 8 foods, and and it's definitely only fruits and vegetables, including avocado. And then the last 10 days, you're going to do 1 clean green meal a day, and you're going to have the shakes twice a day. So that's when people start to add food back in. If you eat those things, you can. As a former health practitioner myself in Ayurveda, I highly recommend sticking as clean to the protocol as possible, without all those things through the rest of the month. Really give up plant proteins for the rest of the month, especially if you have any kind of kidney issues. Super important to remove animal proteins and not have too much protein in general, actually. So yeah, the super aminos are clean. The plant, they don't go through the kidneys, so they're safe. Super aminos are great for the kidneys. So, all right. I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Please have a one-on-one with us if you need a special, any more individual coaching. We're here to help you. And the group, you want to talk about the Facebook group, Melanie, and how we're using that? Does anybody want to? I forgot about the group.
So this recording will likely be uploaded to the Facebook group, so that if you do miss a Zoom, I mean, it's awesome if you can be here and ask questions, but if you miss a Zoom, at least you get to check Facebook and catch the recording of what we've experienced. So yeah, definitely glad that, and when it's posted, you can also, you can also comment below. So if you've watched it and you're like, wait, nobody asked this question, but I had this question, then you can ask questions below in the Facebook group. So it's great. So glad we can do that.
And the facilitators, where will you be? Will you be will you be doing lives into the Facebook group or Zooms? What is everyone's plan? Does anybody know yet?
Yeah, I think we're going to be doing whatever the facilitator really wants to do. Some facilitators will offer right live in the Facebook group if that is their preferred way, where they are giving a transmission where there isn't a dialogue going back and forth, more of an experience. So that will work great for that. And then with some other offerings, which is more of a dialogue, then we'll use the Zoom format and post it in Facebook as well. So will be a private group, and we can, it's there for us to share, to ask questions, to inspire. And yeah, thank you, Melanie, for setting it up for us.
Thank you. All right, that's it.
Thanks.
Good
Good night.
night, everybody. Thank you. Thanks,
Night,
Azenya.
everyone.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. That was so nice. Such
Thank
a
you.
beautiful flow.
And so great to start the cleanse. This is so exciting. Like tomorrow's my first full day. So, and I want to do it for 90 days as well, Kari. So that's kind of exciting that we'll be on that journey together. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, amazing.
Excellent questions, Chelsea. That I learned a lot from your questions. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yay.
Yeah. Nice to be together.
So